Hey everybody, Bill in Virginia. Welcome back. So I'm picking up where I left off and still playing with my little smoke feature here. What I've done is I've dug through boxes and boxes of stuff that I've got. And I found this old AHM Thunderline power pack. I have no idea how old it is, but I do have it hooked up to the little smoker. You can see the throttle I've got marked at the 50%, and that's where the smoke starts and maintains. If I nudge it ever so slightly lower, it stops. So that's the starting voltage. And I think it, if I remember the instructions, it said it starts up at about 6 volts. So that makes sense. So that gives off a nice little plume of smoke. Yeah, I definitely got to get another one. So anyway, I'm going to get this power pack and I'm going to mount it up underneath the bench work, kind of in a central location so that I can drop the cord, because the cord, whenever I get power and I'm running the layout, it'll be somewhere over in here. And then put that centrally located in the back of the layout here so that I can also run the wires up to the cabin, which is about right there. And then the smoke fluid that I had put in at the end of the last video has just run out. So, you know, I can actually go quite a ways with just a little bit of smoke fluid. I'm gonna have to buy a bigger bottle of like the Lionel smoke fluid. But it's nice. So I am going to go on and show a few other things that I'm doing. Throttle that off. There we go. So in this episode, I'm going to show a little bit of some stuff that I've been making over here. You're going to see me make that. You're going to see me make the little stool there. You're going to see me walk through making this. And I'm going to do some other things. You can see here where this broke. I'm going to use these. I was talking about that in the last one. I'll use those. This is something else that I got at the hobby shop in Cedar Falls, Iowa, when I was there. You know, for tank, you know, I'm still going to build my square water tower here, water tank, plumb it so that it comes up to the track here. But I will put this one over by the main line as well so that it looks like it can top off engines as they're running the main line. You know, this area will end up being fairly, I'm not going to say cluttered, but you know what, that's probably an apt term to use. I've got a book on West Virginia logging operations. And they show, you know, some of the narrow gauge engine service areas, and it's piles of crap, tight confines, twists and turns, drums, pieces, bits of stuff, buildings everywhere. So that's how this is going to look. There's going to be, you know, purpose to the madness once I get things done. And I will build the water tank here fairly soon. And then I'll also be looking at what I'm going to do for that scratch build over there fairly soon. I want to get all of the main buildings built and sort of set in place here so that I can visualize it better. And then I'll come back in and I'll do the painting and the weathering, you know, take care of all of the other detail stuff, ground cover. But that's after I know exactly where the layout of everything's going to be. So still a lot of work to do on this one, but let's get started, and I'll show you the video clips of me making that and doing other stuff, because I was filming that at the same time I was doing the little smoke feature piece over there, but the video was just too long. It would have been like a 35 minute video, and I don't make those. I try to make them, you know, 20 minutes or less. So anyway, I can cut to building those things now, and you'll see what I've been up to here. So a couple of other projects at the workbench as I'm waiting for the glue to fully cure, since I slathered on a lot of super glue. One, I've made some plastic pallets, those were, you know, simple kit, just cut, glue together. I will paint those up, and then I will make a few scratch-built pallets at some point to sort of set on top of those, just kind of, you know, use them as filler. What I'm working on here is a little coaling bin for like a building. Now this came with essentially cardboard struts. You know, this is a nice resin piece, solid, should be fine. I'm going to beef these up. So I'm using some of the pieces of wood that I had left over as scrap off of the engine house floor build. So I'm going to use this wood and I'm going to make my own supports. A little bit beefier. You know, this stuff is pre-weathered, should look pretty good. So anyway, I've got just a piece of balsa here to use it for square. I'll add wood glue on the long pieces and then the cross pieces across that. I'll get those kind of glued up, and then I will use some of this wood to make the cross pieces. I will stain this before I put it on once I get these built. So a few projects here in the works. Let's see what I can get done with them. Well, just a few minutes later, and I've got the framing done. So there is the original, which is essentially cardboard. And I've got my supports built. What I ended up doing for the middle pieces is I took a section of this and just roughly cut it down the center. It gives you sort of that uneven appearance, like, you know, it was done in the field. Just some scrap boards, odds and ends that they were able to get put up just to kind of put the cross bracing in place. So now what I'll do is I will glue this together and see if it fits, which it should, as it is the same size as this. So next step should show it together here. Well, a few minutes later, and the superstructure for that little coaling bin is in place. And I like the real timber look of it. So I'm happy with that. That was a quick, easy little essentially a scratch build, even though I was using the piece as a template. That little wood glue, I've got the top on it because it's a solid cast piece and it's got some weight, so it'll just kind of keep everything in position as the glue dries. But I like that. What I'll do here at some point soon is paint it, and then I do have some scale coal that I will put in here just on the top so that it does look like it's actual coal bunker. But quick and easy little project. Well, next little project out here is put together a Berkshire Valley caboose, fuel, and oil shed. I got this for $5. Really nice kit. Look at the castings in there, and then all the detail parts from Berkshire Valley. I'm gonna have fun putting this together. This is a simple little kit. I'll just check for flashing, do the assembly, and get it put into place. And as you've seen as I'm building these different things, I'm getting them built and then putting them on the layout. I will come back at a later point in time to do more painting, weathering, you know, the various pieces of these. I just want to get a feel for how the overall area is going to look. Then I'll come back in and do the finish work. Well, this little building's going together really well. I will end up painting it in the future here, but right now it's super glued together. I'll just let it sit. Just spent the past couple of minutes building a little wooden bench. I will weather this a little bit, maybe paint it. Actually, I might paint it in off-white and then weather it. I'll set that outside the engine house. I still have the window to put in on this kit, but I'll do that probably tomorrow. I'm about ready to wrap it up for the evening. So quite a bit done today. A lot of little things. So Monday night is coming to a close, and I'm back over on this side of the layout and still playing with the little smoke feature. So what I've opted to do is I'm still going to use that power pack, but I have put in a couple of simple toggles, and the glue is drying on the back, so I'm not going to actually flip it. But I will have the power pack wired into these. That way, when I want smoke, rather than try to keep it running continuously, I can come over here and on this one, flip down, and I will have the barrel by the hobo camp on. Same thing over here. I can flip this one down and that will light up the burn barrel over by the cabin once I get another smoke unit and I get that put in. So I can either have none on, I can have one on, I can have both on. Just gonna, depends upon what I want to do. If there's not too many people watching it at a show, it's off. Get a decent crowd or a bunch of little kids, flip a switch, I've got smoke. So that's what I'm doing here. Maybe later tonight or tomorrow, I'll get the power pack hung up underneath. It actually has in its base built-in, little hangers so that I can put a couple of screws at the right distance and I can put the pack over it and boom, I've got it in place and I can remove it whenever I need to as well. So that's the plan. I'll show you the finished product once I get it done because this is going to be really straightforward. So under the layout, and there's where I've mounted that power pack. And then right there's the controls for the smoke scenes. So just got it plugged in. We're going to find out if it works. I haven't flipped the switch yet. I did put a little more oil in that drum. So let's see if this is going to work for me. All right, about ready to throw the switch. One other thing, I am going to paint this nice green color. I've talked about it a couple of times. When I do more of this I will get rid of. But let's throw the switch and see what happens here. All right, let's go over. I've got the voltage set right where it should kick in. Oh, there we go. I've got life. I put several drops in, so I'm assuming it's going to take a little longer to heat up. But there we go. Like I said in the earlier segment, I will have this running when there's some kids around, and then I'll turn it off. All right, so let's see. Toggle switch up. Perfect. Now I've just got to get another smoke unit. I've been looking. eBay's got one really expensive. They've got a variety of different brands, but this is a Model Power and I might as well stick to the same one. So I will get one and then I'll do that smoke feature on the other side. But right now I took care of this little project and go back to the workbench and do some other stuff over there. Well, you know what? This video is long enough. I looked at it and I'm at about 14 minutes, which is plenty for what I'm after. So I am going to call this video good. Next time I will go back over to the workbench, which is behind the N-scale layout. I'll move things around and I will start building some additional kits. I will probably get started on that square water tank as well. I'm ready for it. And then do some more work on those buildings that I've got over in the service area. And who knows, maybe if I can get in a little heat element, I can get my little smoke scene done over there at the cabin too. But that's for another day. And I do have this just sitting here. I bought that, with the hobby shop haul. That's going to go off over, if I get my finger over here, right in there in the fuel oil place. But I'll show that another time. So with that, keep having fun on your layouts. Until next time.